Hello, financial enthusiast. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into the interesting world of debt, a journey that will challenge your perceptions and equip you with smart strategies to turn debt into a powerful asset. In this video, we'll highlight the importance of understanding and managing debt, debunk negative perceptions, and explore tax optimization. You'll learn to distinguish good debt from bad debt, and will reveal the game-changing 30% rule, an incredible way to profit from debt. But before we begin, hit that subscribe button and join our community to ensure that you never miss our latest videos, which are packed with valuable insights and practical tips to help you level up your financial game.
All right, to profit from debt, you must first know what is debt and how to manage it. So now let's get started by exploring the importance of understanding debt and managing it. I know what you might be thinking. Debt. Really? That sounds like something I don't want to deal with, am I correct? But believe me when I say that, by the end of this video, you'll have a whole different view on debt and how it may potentially work in your favor. You see, debt often gets a bad image. It is often associated with stress, financial worries, and sleepless nights. And let's be honest, no one wants to be drowning in debt. However, it is important to understand that not all debt is created equal. There is good debt and bad debt, and it's the positive kind of debt that can truly shift the game for your financial future. But here's the thing, understanding and controlling debt are important. It's not about blindly collecting debt, it's about making informed judgments and properly utilizing debt. This includes understanding the conditions of your loans, understanding interest rates, and having a clear repayment plan. It's similar to sailing a ship in rough seas. You need a strong captain, that's you, who knows how to navigate and lead the ship into calmer financial waters. Now you might be wondering, why bother with debt at all? Can't I just live debt-free? And while living debt-free sounds fantastic in theory, it's not always the most practical approach. Sometimes leveraging debt can open doors and opportunities that would otherwise be out of reach. But let's not forget the importance of responsible debt management. It's not about maxing out credit cards or taking on more debt than you can handle. It's about understanding your financial limits, creating a budget, and having a clear plan for debt repayment. It's like being the conductor of your own financial symphony, orchestrating all the elements to create a harmonious and prosperous life. One key aspect of managing debt is being aware of your credit score. Your credit score is a reflection of your credit worthiness and plays a significant role in your ability to borrow money by maintaining a good credit score. You can access lower interest rates and better loan terms, saving you money in the long run. It's like having a golden, different types of debt ticket that opens doors to better financial opportunities. Additionally, understanding the different types of debt can help you make informed decisions. There's secured debt, which is backed by collateral like a car loan or a mortgage, and there's unsecured debt which doesn't require collateral, such as credit card debt or personal loans. Each type of debt comes with its own risks and benefits, and knowing the difference can empower you to make smart choices when managing debt. It's important to prioritize your payments, focus on paying off high-interest debt first, as it can quickly accumulate and become a burden by tackling high-interest debt. You can save money on interest payments and redirect those funds towards other financial goals. Now, before we see how to profit from debt with smart strategies, let's debunk the negative perceptions surrounding debt. All right, folks, let's talk about one of the biggest myths surrounding personal finance, the negative perception of debt. Debt has gotten a bad reputation over the years, often conjuring images of financial distress and endless interest payments. But what if I told you that not all debt is created equal? Buckle up, because we're about to debunk these misconceptions and shed some light on the positive side of debt. Let's talk about a hot topic: real estate investing. In real estate can be an excellent form of good debt. When you buy property, you're essentially leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth. How does that work? Well, by securing a mortgage and purchasing a property. You're using the bank's money to acquire an asset that has the potential to appreciate in value over time. Additionally, if you choose to rent out the property, you can generate a passive income stream that not only covers your mortgage payments, but also leaves you with extra cash in your pocket. Now, I want to make one thing clear I'm not advocating for reckless borrowing or encouraging you to dive into debt. Without careful consideration, debt should always be approached with caution and a solid plan in place. But when used strategically, good debt can open doors and propel you towards your financial goals. So the next time someone tells you that all debt is bad, you can confidently debunk that myth. Debt can be a stepping stone to financial success. If you approach it with knowledge, discipline, and a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Remember, it's not about avoiding debt altogether. It's about using it wisely to leverage opportunities and create a life of financial abundance. So let's change the narrative around debt and embrace the positive power it holds in our financial journeys. Speaking of how to profit from debt with smart strategies, let's explore a little-known tactic that can optimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket. Taxes. The word itself can make tax optimization even the most financially expert individuals break out in a cold sweat. But don't worry, my friends. We're about to embark on a journey that will empower you to keep more of your hard-earned money by optimizing your taxes. Imagine this. You work tirelessly, putting in long hours and giving your all to earn a living. But when tax season rolls around, it feels like a chunk of your earnings magically disappears. Well, it's time to take control of your tax situation and discover the art of tax optimization. So, what exactly is tax optimization? Simply put, it's the strategic approach to managing your finances in a way that minimizes your tax liability. It's about playing by the rules and using legal means to ensure you're not paying a penny more than necessary. One of the first steps in tax optimization is understanding the tax implications of different types of debt. You see, certain debts can actually work in your favor. When it comes to taxes, let's take mortgage interest payments. For example, if you have a mortgage on your home, the interest you pay on that loan may be tax deductible. By leveraging this deduction, you can lower your taxable income and potentially save a significant amount of money, but it doesn't stop there. Tax-efficient investment vehicles can also be a game changer. Consider contributing to retirement accounts like 401(k)s or IR, as these accounts often offer tax advantages, such as tax-deferred growth or even tax-free withdrawals in some cases. By maximizing your contributions to these accounts, you can reduce your taxable income and enjoy potential tax savings both now and in the future. Now let's talk about something that may sound a bit illogical, but can be incredibly effective: capitalizing on capital gains taxes. When you sell an investment that has gained value, you may be subject to capital gains taxes. However, here's where the magic happens. If you hold on to your investment for more than a year, you may qualify for long-term capital gains rates, which are typically lower than ordinary income tax rates. By strategically timing your investment sales and taking advantage of these lower rates, you can optimize your tax burden and keep more money in your pocket. Another area of tax optimization lies in deductions and credits. Don't overlook these hidden gems. Deductions reduce your taxable income, while credits provide a dollar-for-dollar reduction in your tax liability. Make sure to explore all the deductions and credits available to you, such as those related to education. Pro tip: home ownership or even energy-efficient home improvements. Every dollar saved through these tax breaks adds up, allowing you to retain more of your hard-earned money. Now here's a pro tip for you. Consider consulting with a qualified tax professional. They have a wealth of knowledge and expertise in navigating the ever-changing tax landscape. They can help you identify opportunities for tax optimization specific to your unique financial situation and ensure that you're making the most of available tax benefits. Remember, tax optimization is all about being proactive and staying informed. Keep an eye on changes in tax laws and regulations, as they can have a significant impact on your tax planning strategies. By staying up to date, you can adapt your approach and continue to optimize your taxes year after year. So, my dear financial adventurers, embrace the power of tax optimization. Take control of your tax situation. Explore deductions and credits strategically. Time your investment sales and seek professional guidance when needed. By doing so, you'll keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket empowering you to achieve your financial goals and live life on your terms. Now that we're in the mindset of optimizing our finances, let's talk about the concept of good debt versus bad debt. Understanding this concept will help you profit from debt, by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and want more content. Like this comment, the word more. So I'll notice with that being said, let's continue and delve into the concept of good debt versus bad debt. Understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt, this knowledge will empower you to make wise financial choices and pave your way to prosperity. So let's buckle up and embark on this enlightening journey. Imagine this: you have two credit, good debt versus bad debt cards in your hand. One offers a ridiculously high interest rate, while the other provides a low interest rate with attractive perks. Which one would you choose? Well, my friends, this is the first step in distinguishing between good debt and bad debt. Good debt, as the name suggests, is an investment in your future. It involves borrowing money for things that appreciate in value or generate income over time. Let me give you a couple of examples to make this concept crystal clear. Imagine you're considering acquiring an education, whether it's pursuing a degree or attending specialized training. Investing in your education is an excellent example of good debt. Why? Because education increases your knowledge, skills, and future earning potential. It's an investment that can pay off handsomely in the long run. Another instance of good debt is starting your own business. Entrepreneurship comes with risks, but it also holds immense potential for financial growth. By strategically borrowing money to launch your venture, you're leveraging debt to create opportunities, generate income, and build a thriving business. It's all about taking calculated risks and having faith in your entrepreneurial vision. Now let's shift gears and talk about the dark side of debt. Bad debt. This is the kind of debt that leaves you feeling trapped, financially drained, and questioning your life choices. Trust me, we've all been there. Bad debt is typically associated with purchases that quickly lose value or are non-essential. We're talking about high-interest credit card debt for impulsive shopping sprees, luxury vacations, or dining out at fancy restaurants every other night. These are the types of debt that can lead you down a treacherous financial path if not managed wisely. So, how do we differentiate between good debt and bad debt? Well, here's a golden rule. Good debt is an investment that increases your net worth, while bad debt is a liability that decreases it. Simple. Right now, I know what you're thinking. What about my car loan or mortgage? Are those considered good or bad debt? Excellent questions. Let's tackle them one by one when it comes to car loans. It's a bit of a gray area. While cars are typically depreciating assets, they can still be necessary for transportation to work or conducting business. So the key here is to strike a balance. If you can afford a reasonable monthly payment and the car serves a practical purpose, it may fall under the category of good debt. However, be cautious not to overspend on luxury vehicles that rapidly lose their value. Mortgages, the gateway to home mortgages ownership. Now, this is where things get interesting. Traditionally, purchasing a house was considered an investment and therefore classified as good debt. However, recent real estate trends have shown that home ownership doesn't always guarantee a financial return. In some cases, it might be more financially prudent to rent and invest your money elsewhere. So, before you dive headfirst into a mortgage, evaluate your options and consider the long-term financial implications. The bottom line is that understanding the distinction between good debt and bad debt is important for making wise financial choices. Focus on investments that increase your net worth, generate income, or enhance your future prospects. Avoid unnecessary debt for depreciating assets or non-essential purchases. By doing so, you'll set yourself up for financial success and take control of your debt rather than letting it control you. Now it's time to unveil a smart strategy that will help to profit from debt, and that is the 30% rule. This little strategy is a game changer. All right, my friends, get ready for a mind-blowing concept that can turn your debt into a money-making machine. Allow me to introduce you to the game-changing 30 rule. So imagine this: you have a steady income and you're looking to leverage debt to grow your wealth. The 30 rule is here to guide you on how much debt you can comfortably handle while still making financial progress. It's like having a financial GPS that keeps you on the right path to success. Now, you might be wondering, why 30%? Why not 20 or 40%? Well, let's dive into the rationale behind this magical number. You see, the 30% rule strikes a perfect balance between two critical factors: managing your debt responsibly and creating room for profitable investments. Imagine a world where your debt payments consume a significant portion of your income. You'd be left with little room for savings, investments, and on unexpected expenses. It would be like riding a bicycle uphill with no gears. A daunting and exhausting task. That's where the 30% rule swoops in to save the day. By adhering to this rule, you ensure that no more than 30% of your monthly income goes towards servicing your debts. This leaves you with the remaining 70% to cover your living expenses. Build an emergency fund, and most importantly, invest in opportunities that have the potential to generate a return. It's about striking a balance between managing your financial obligations and creating space for wealth creation. Now, let me share an engaging imaginary story that illustrates how the 30 rule can be your ticket to making money with debt. Meet Alex, an ambitious entrepreneur with dreams of starting their own business. However, like many aspiring entrepreneurs, Alex faced a common challenge: lack of capital. They needed funds to turn their brilliant business idea into reality, but their savings fell short. That's when Alex decided to explore the power of debt and stumbled upon the 30% rule, with the 30 rule as their guiding principle. Alex diligently calculated their monthly income and applied the rule to determine the maximum amount they could allocate to debt payments. Armed with this knowledge, Alex sought a loan that fit within the 30 limit. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. Alex not only used the borrowed funds to launch their business, but also invested a portion of the remaining 70 into marketing strategies and expanding their customer base. By smartly managing their debt and leveraging the 30 rule, Alex was able to generate substantial revenue and turn their business into a profitable venture. But wait, there's more. With the business flourishing, Alex decided to take it a step further. They used a portion of their profits to invest in real estate, purchasing a rental property. And guess what? The rental income not only covered the mortgage payment, but also brought in additional cash flow. By following the 30 rule and strategically using debt, Alex was able to create multiple streams of income and build wealth. Now, I know what you might be thinking: is the 30 rule a guaranteed recipe for success? Well, my friends, while it's a valuable guideline, success ultimately depends on making informed decisions, doing thorough research, and carefully evaluating the risks and rewards of each opportunity. The 30% rule is merely a tool that empowers you to make smarter financial choices and maximize your chances of turning debt into profit. So, as you embark on your own financial journey, remember the power of the 30% rule. It's your compass, your North Star, leading you towards a future filled with financial abundance. By managing your debt responsibly and creating room for profitable investments, you can unlock the incredible potential of this rule and pave your way to financial success. Now, let's talk about another important concept that wealthy individuals use to their advantage: leveraging opportunity cost. Let's see how to profit from debt using these strategies. Let's talk about a secret sauce that the wealthy seem to have mastered: opportunity cost. Now, don't worry if you haven't heard of it before. We're here to break it down in the simplest terms. Opportunity cost is like the ultimate financial trade-off. It's all about considering what you could gain or lose when choosing between different options. Imagine this: you've got some money saved up and you're torn between buying a house in cash or getting a mortgage. You've heard whispers that the rich have a cunning plan for this exact scenario. Let's dive into how they leverage opportunity cost to get even richer. So, economically speaking, opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative. When you make a decision, in simpler terms, it's what you're giving up to pursue a specific course of action. For instance, if you spend your money on a lavish vacation, the opportunity cost might be investing that money in a growing business. It's like a little voice in your head saying, hey, there's a potential opportunity here. What if you seize it instead? That's what opportunity cost is all about, weighing the pros and cons of different choices. Now let's get to the juicy part. How do the rich use this concept to their advantage when it comes to buying a house? Imagine a millionaire, let's call him Alex. Alex has a hefty amount saved up, and he could easily buy a luxurious mansion in cash without even breaking a sweat. But here's where opportunity cost comes into play. Instead of wiping out his savings, Alex opts for a mortgage with an incredible 1% interest rate. Yes, you heard that right, 1% at this point. You might wonder, why on earth would he do that? Well, my curious friends, let me spill the beans. Alex knows that by not fully emptying his bank account on the house, he still has a vast sum of money left to invest elsewhere. And when you're dealing with such low mortgage rates, the smart play is to use the leftover cash to invest in assets that have the potential to yield much higher returns. It's like planting seeds of wealth that grow over time. Imagine this: while most of us are slaving away to pay off the house in full, Alex is utilizing his money to build a diversified investment portfolio. His money is working for him, generating passive income and increasing his net worth. While the house might appreciate in value, slowly the returns from his diversified investments could outpace it by a landslide. It's a powerful financial move, the kind that can snowball into something extraordinary. Now you might be thinking, that's all well and good for Alex, but how can I apply this strategy? Great question. And the best part is, you don't need to be a millionaire to use this tactic. The key is to evaluate the opportunity cost of every financial decision you make. Let's go back to that house scenario. Instead of entirely depleting your savings, consider taking a mortgage with a favorable interest rate and use the excess money to invest in assets like stocks, real estate, or your own business. Here's a practical example. Suppose you have a down payment saved up for a house and you're eyeing a mortgage with a low interest rate. By choosing this route, you have the opportunity to invest the remaining cash in a rental property or a stock portfolio that could potentially generate passive income or higher returns over time. This way, you're not only building equity in your house, but also growing your wealth through other income streams. Congratulations, my dear money-minded viewers. You've just unlocked the key to profit from debt with smart strategies. We've shattered the negative perception surrounding debt, explored tax optimization, delved into the concept of good debt versus bad debt, and uncovered the magic of the 30% rule and opportunity cost. By embracing these concepts and taking action, you can pave your way to financial success and create a brighter future. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. The value of investments can fluctuate, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always assess your risk tolerance and investment goals before allocating your capital. Now, if you want to know about assets that can help you earn money, I recommend you watch the next video in our series. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.